Hello everyone, I'm going to go through what I want you to do today since I am gone. So in this folder in the instructions, read first, which I hope you're in because that's how you would have found this video. Okay, I have 5 things I want you to do. First thing is what you're doing right now, watching this instruction video. The second thing is we're going to go over how I want you to do this, but there's a congruent triangles task card assignment that is due Monday. Okay, we'll go over questions in class. It will be due Monday night. Okay, the third thing I want you to do is work on your workbook. Pages 3 through 6 are due this Monday, actually. I put Saturday, but Power School thinks Saturday is still quarter 1, so I had to put it due Monday. The fourth thing I want you to do is watch the proof notes video and just take notes on it. And then when you're done with all 4 of those, then you can go ahead and take the exit ticket on triangle congruence. You can take this up to 3 times to improve your score. When you log in, make sure you click the little box that has Microsoft. Okay, if you finish early, you can go ahead and feel free to work ahead in the workbook. Okay, so again, when you get to the quizzes, make sure you click on the correct thing. You need to click on the bottom thing that says Microsoft on the bottom. Okay, so then it will have you log in with your email and password for Schoology in your email. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I'm going to start you on the congruent task cards assignment. I'm going to have you take this task card assignment out and put it in your OneNote. And then we're going to go over a couple of these problems together. Okay, so get out the congruent task card assignment into your OneNote. So we are going to prove triangles to be congruent. Remember, on Tuesday, we went over the 5 ways that you can prove triangles to be congruent. Side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse, leg. Okay, so reminder, we can only mark sides congruent and angles congruent if they are given that they're congruent, if we have a midpoint, if we have a shared side, that's the reflexive property, if we have vertical angles, if we have an angle bisector, and if we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, so remember to look at your notes while you're doing this. Okay, we are going to go over 4 of these together. So I want you to start at number 1. On number 1, it says, are the triangles congruent? So we want to look for enough information to prove them congruent by these 5 ways. If there is not, we are going to put not enough information. So on number 1, we have 2 sides in this triangle, congruent to 2 sides in this triangle. Okay, it doesn't say anything else that is given, but we have a pair of vertical angles that are always congruent. So this gives us 2 sides congruent between the triangles and their included angle. Okay, so that means that these triangles are congruent by side, angle, side. So I want you to show me what you mark congruent and then the reason why they're congruent. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to number 2. On number 2, we have 2 angles in this triangle, congruent to 2 angles in the bottom triangle. We also have a shared side. So this side is the same in both triangles. If I were to pull those triangles apart, they would be the same side. That is the reflexive property. Everything is congruent to itself. So now we have 2 angles and a side congruent to 2 angles and a side. So we have to decide if this is angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side. So how do you do that? You say, is the side that's congruent in between the 2 angles? No, it is not. That means it is angle, angle, side for proving that the triangles are congruent. All right, the next one we're going to go to is number 8. On number 8, we have parallel lines. We have this set of parallel lines. Okay, find your transversal. That means that these angles are congruent because they're alternate interior angles. We also have these parallel lines. So that means we have a second set of alternate interior angles. So now if you look at the two triangles, they also share a side. So we have two angles and the included side because the side is in between the two angles. So these triangles are congruent by angle, side angle. The last one we're going to go over is number 10. Number 10 is a right triangle and a right triangle. So we always want to check and see if it's HL. Hypotenuse leg, meaning is the side across from the right angle, the hypotenuse? Are those congruent between the triangles? The answer for this one is yes, because it's our shared side. And then we have, so this is our hypotenuse congruent to a hypotenuse. Then we have an other side in the right triangle, so we have a leg congruent to a leg. So that means HL definitely works on this one. So they're congruent by HL. Now, be careful when you have only one pair of parallel lines. Sometimes you have to be careful on what angles are congruent. So if these are parallel and this is a transversal, that means these angles are alternate interior and only those angles. Okay? Because this is a transversal, if I were to extend this, but like this angle and this angle is not in the triangle. So that doesn't help us. We're looking for angles inside of the triangles to be congruent. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to try the rest of these. On Monday in class, we're going to go over questions that you have. Okay? So this is an assignment that I want you to try your best on. If you are confused by one, we can go over it in class on Monday. After this, I want you to work on your workbook and watch the note video, and then when you're done with that, take the exit ticket on Schoology. Email me with questions if you have any. Have a good day.